Hello world, my name is Michael Pierre and today I will be talking about how to install and test the web server in Linux. We will be using LAMP technology, and what LAMP stands for, and which is an acronym, is Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. And this project is presented to my teacher at Valencia College, Professor Reed. What Apache is a web server that you install for Linux or a Windows server. PHP is a server-side script. You can use PHP to communicate with databases and create dynamics for a website. MySQL is a preferred database for PHP, but you can use other ones such as Microsoft SQL. And over here is the following commands we will be looking at and implementing in order to run these services to create a web server. This project might be in two parts, so stay tight. So in terminal, what we're going to do is we are going to first install Apache. So we're going to do sudo apt get install Apache 2. So make sure I spelled it right. It's sudo apt-get. That means it's a super user. We're a super user, and we are getting the app, which apt-get means, and install Apache 2. Apache 2 is a service. We press enter, and then it's going to ask me for my root password, and it's installing. As you can see, it's it gathered everything, and it's asking me if I really want to use it because it's 10.5 megabytes. So I simply press yes, Y, and it's installing. So give it a second while it installs. Now as you can see, everything installed. Now let's test this to see if the server is actually running. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Firefox internet browser, and then we're going to type in localhost. So here we are in Mozilla Firefox. So we're going to type http://localhost, and success, it works. This is the default web page for the server. The web server software is running, but no content has been added yet. So now we don't really have to initially add content, but we're going to go ahead and install more services. So now we're going to install PHP, and this would come in handy if you know the concepts of programming. If you don't know the concepts of programming, it's okay. They have courses and a lot of resources online. So I would suggest if you want to learn PHP plus, then take a course and read up on it. Alright, now we're gonna type in sudo for super user. Actually, I want to clear the screen. The way I clear the screen is just by entering clear, and it'll clear the screen. Okay, so we're going to type in sudo apt get install php5 lib PASHE2 mod PHP5. So super user to get install PHP5. PHP5 is the latest version of PHP. We are installing the library for Apache 2 module of PHP5. Press enter. It's getting the package list. It's asking me if I want to install. It's going to use 16.8 megabytes of my disk. Press yes, and it's working. So give it a while. So as you can see, PHP5 was successfully installed into my web server in Linux, running the distribution of Ubuntu. So now let's test the PHP5. Well, the PHP that's installed. First thing we want to do actually is we want to restart Apache because we're going to do a little testing to see if PHP actually works in my system. So what we're going to do is clear the screen once again. Alright, now we're going to type sudo x initiate Apache to restart. So it's restarting the service, everything was restarted. We're going to clear the screen just to be clean. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do sudo var www. This right here, var www, is where actually your web pages are stored. Okay. Slash, let's call this test.php. Command not found. Okay, we gotta type sudo gedit var www test.php because we're adding a file within inside the www directory. Let's press enter. Now we open up gedit, which is a second window. Alright, now this is where it's gonna actually get a little bit fun. For you non-programmers out there, don't worry about it. Like I said, you need to do research. I'm going to show you a PHP site. Learn the language, but first thing first is learning the concepts of programming, and from there you can take it on to learning actual languages such as PHP, Python, Ruby, and Rails. Ruby and Rails work really fabulous with Linux. Okay, here we are at php.net. This is where you'll get your whole function list. It comes in really handy for you program savvy people. I typed in PHP info. That's actually a function. I'm gonna search it. This will actually give you the information of a successful PHP install to your computer, seeing that it's functioning. There's different ways of testing it, but to keep it simple, the actual function is PHP info. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try it. So what we're gonna do when you first create a PHP page, you gotta start with a question mark. You can type PHP and then close question mark. You don't have to put the PHP in there, but for some reason people are doing it nowadays. I guess it's just standards because of new library for PHP. Okay. Before we jump into part 2, what we're gonna do is we're gonna type PHP. Oh, sorry guys. PHP info. Okay, and then we're gonna save the file. File, save. All right, this is it for part 1 of this presentation. In part 2, we will test out the script to see if it actually works. Thanks for joining me.